Hey everyone, it's Anna. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for visiting. I posted a picture of these snowman clips that I made on Instagram and got some questions about how I made them and what they are. So I thought I would just do a quick video showing you, or at least talking you through the process of how I made these. I would make one for you start to finish, but I don't have any more of the discs. So, you know, I'll just talk you through the process. So here, I'll just set one off to the side. Let me see. Let me grab a couple because I did a couple different things on them and hopefully you'll be able to see. All right, so first of all, these are wooden, they call them wooden nickels, and they're from a brewer's festival. And so on this side, they had information about the festival itself or the name. And then on this side, they had information written about the festival, like it was, I don't know, the year or, you know, whatever. So, I picked these up at the Art Reuse It shop here in town, and they have a whole big bin of them that you can fill a bag for a couple dollars. And then I also picked up these clothespins there as well. The nickel, the wooden nickel, is about an inch and a half, just shy of an inch and a half, and the clothespin is just shy of 2 inches, just to give you some size perspective there. So what I did is I took the wooden nickel and I stuck it down to this piece of board. It's the backing of a watercolor tablet. I stuck them down with some foam tape, here you can see, and then I painted them with some acrylic paint that I had in my stash. I pulled out all my blues. So this one. No, actually I have this one as well. These are both metallic though, and to add to them, I thought I would add this purple just to kind of darken it up a little bit. So there's the colors I have. And once I painted them and let them dry, I wasn't quite happy with the color that they turned out. So to change it up just a little bit, I grabbed a couple of my acrylic paint pens from this set that Nancy sent to me. Thank you, Nancy. And so I just used a couple of the dark blues from this particular set. I think this one as well. And just changed up the color a little bit from the lighter metallic color that they were after I painted them. So that made them blue. So then what I did was on some of them, I actually used the Just For You stamp set from Sweet Miss Daisy Designs. I used the Snowman here from that set. And I stamped them on watercolor paper. And then I colored them up with alcohol markers. And then fussy cut all of them. And I just cut their arms off. So just cutting out their body. And then once I had them all cut out, I used the black acrylic marker. Let's see. From that same set that I used the blue markers from. So this is the black acrylic marker. And so I went around the outside edges of all of the fussy cut snowmen to make the outside edge of it black instead of having it be white where you could see the watercolor paper that I cut. So once I had all of my little snowman cut out, it was time to figure out how to stick them onto the wooden painted disc. So first I tried stamping the snowman onto the wooden disc. And on this one, you can probably see that there are black dots around him and white dots around him. The black dots are the snowflakes from the stamp. And then I was able to take a Posca marker and just go over his arms so that they were a little bit more defined. And then I also did some where I didn't stamp the snowman on the disc, but what I did instead was I laid the snowman down on the disc, and using a pencil, I marked where I wanted his arms to be, so there and there. And then I used that same Posca paint pen to draw in his arms, and I drew them a little bit further down than the edge of his body. So if I took this snowman off of here, you would see his arms probably come down to, like, you know, the middle of his chest or so. But I drew the line, his arms on with the Posca pen. Then I was able to use a gel gloss medium, gel matte medium, excuse me, collage medium to adhere the snowman to the wooden disc. So what I did is I used just a small dollop of the matte medium, and I spread it around with my finger. And then I picked up one of the snowmen and I put the matte medium on the back of the snowman as well. So I spread the extra medium from my finger onto the back. And then I adhered the snowman to the disc, just like that. Oops. And I didn't have the clothespins attached yet. The clothespin attachment is the last thing that I do. So just imagine this is just a flat disc, no clothespin. And then I took one of my lovely acrylic blocks and I set it on there just as a little bit of weight so that the watercolor paper adhered nicely to the wooden disc and didn't curl up at the edges. So I set them all aside to dry, and I used all the different acrylic blocks that I have, some of them big, some little. And then I had a whole sea of snowman on round circles. So then what I did is I turned them over, and again, imagine this without the clothespin on. I turned it over, and then you can see where the snowman needs to be cut. I took a pair of small scissors, these little snips here, and I just cut around the edge of the blue disc. And that left me with a snowman that didn't have this little extra piece sticking off the end. Then what I did was I took this nail file, and these are wonderful to have in your craft room. By the way, if you've never used a nail file for sanding any of your craft projects, you're really missing out. Sometimes I even use it to sand on my cards. But anyway, then I took the nail file and I just roughly or lightly sanded down the edge of that paper that I had just cut, and that took away any burrs that I might have left or unevenness and kind of rounded it to the edge of the wood. Then what I did is I took a little bit more of the matte medium, and I used a small, inexpensive paintbrush, and I just brushed over the entire disc the matte medium, and that is what is sealing the paper and the wood together and making it kind of glossy looking. Then finally what I did is I took my white Posca pen and I added snowflakes around the snowman, and then in some of them you can see I added white snowflakes on top of his belly too. And you don't really see them straight on, but you do see them when the light catches the sparkle. And they look matte, so you can actually, there you can probably see them. There. So just to give, you know, him a little bit of extra detail. And then finally, I laid them all out. And because I wanted them to be extra sparkly, I used this Sheer Shimmer Craft Sparkle Spray. And it's from Imagine. And it's in this pretty silvery color. And so I just gave that a good shake, and I just spritzed all my little snowman guys all at once and let them to dry overnight, and then there they are, and I think they are so cute. I think using the sparkle spray at the end was a really great idea, because not only did it sparkle the snowman disc as well, but it sparkled the top of the clothespin too. So I just think they turned out so cute. And these have all been spoken for. So this was, I don't even know how long it took me to make these. I was working on these probably 3 different nights. And then actually midway through my project, because I did have some of these finished. I had, I don't know, 10 or 12 of them finished, I guess. Midway through, I realized I needed a whole bunch more. So on Saturday, before the art shop closed, I took Aunt Patty over there and we picked up a whole bunch more of the little wooden nickels and the clothespins so that I could finish making all of these. So, but these are all spoken for. Aren't they just cute though? I just love them. So fun. And the other project I've been working on, of course, you know, is my clothespin snowman project. That guy. And so this is my next little obsession, is making them for this year. So these guys have been painted up. I have 2 little batches of them going, and now these are dry, and I'm going to add a little bit of distressing to them just a little bit, and then I'll be adding their scarves to them as well, using some fabric that I picked up at the art supply shop. So these are the colors that I'll be using this year on these cuties. So but that's it. That's my share with you tonight. I hope me talking you through the process of how I made these helps you. You could also, if you don't have the wooden discs, you could use just some stacked chipboard or cardstock as well. You could die cut some out. So, and maybe you even have a big die that would cut out chipboard, and you could actually make, you know, a chipboard circle instead of multiple layers of cardstock. But anyway, just a fun idea, and that's what I've got to share with you tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I think my next video is going to be how to paint the winter scene stamp set. Let me grab that. Yeah, this stamp set, also from Sweet Miss Daisy, is called Winter Scene. And so I did have some requests to show how I made some of the samples in the release video. So I thought I would take you guys through a couple paintings anyways. So that'll be my next video. But hope this was helpful. I enjoy sharing this kind of stuff with you guys. I certainly enjoy making it. It's nice to sit down and do something like this as just a nice diversion from usual activities in the craft room. So, but thanks for watching. I hope you have a great night, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.